Your hands up against the wall. You're on private property, sheriff's office.
Look at these guys running here. All running in.
Hands up.
I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not. Don't do it. Don't violate my rights. Excuse me?
Shut up. No, I know who he is. This is Jean Paul Reyes.
These corrupt officers had shocking reactions to nothing more than a camera, but they weren't ready for what came next. Watch as auditors turn the tables and expose them in ways they never saw coming.
In May 2025, well-known First Amendment auditor Sean Paul visited the Ulster County Correctional Facility to exercise his right to film. However, shortly after he entered the premises, an officer quickly approached him.
Who are you, sir?
I work for the sheriff's office.
And your name?
My name is Johnson.
Johnson?
Yeah.
No, Johnson. I don't need any help. Thank you.
Can't be around here, that's all I'm saying.
Why is that?
Because this is a restricted area.
This is a restricted area, a secure area?
Yeah.
How did I get here?
I don't know.
If it's so restricted and secure.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. Deputy Johnson?
No, I'm a correctional officer.
Correctional Officer
Yes.
Johnson. Okay. Yeah. Do you have a badge number or anything like that?
Why do you need my badge number?
Just, I like to know who I'm communicating with, that's all.
605.
Okay, thank you. That's it. My name's Sean.
But they said that you were out here walking around.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the vehicle, yeah. Just taking a look at them.
You just can't be back here looking at the vehicles, though.
Oh, why is that, though?
Because it's a restricted area.
But it's not.
The corrections officer was sent out to scare Sean away from the facility, but with no signs indicating the area was restricted, Sean stood his ground and refused to back down from asserting his rights.
Why do you say it's restricted?
Well, you can't be around our vehicles, is what I'm saying.
So your vehicles are restricted?
So, I mean, do you have a purpose for being here?
Well, yeah, I'm taking a look at the vehicles right now.
Why are you taking a look at the vehicles?
I find them interesting. Thought it was interesting to look at, that's all.
All right, so are you done here, or are you going to continue to wander around?
Wander around. I don't think I'm wandering around. Wandering around means like you don't have a purpose or anything. I definitely have a purpose.
Well, you don't have a purpose for being here, is what I'm saying.
But I don't have a purpose according to you.
But you're looking at our vehicles for what reason?
I just told you I think they're interesting and I wanted to look at them.
All right, so are you going to leave, or you're going to continue to stay?
I'm going to continue to stay. Yeah, thanks. So that's Correctional Officer Johnson here.
While Johnson returned, the tyranny was far from over. Another officer soon rushed out with one of the most unprofessional and aggressive responses you'd expect from law enforcement.
Hands up against the wall.
Excuse me,
Your
sir?
hands up against the wall. You're on private property, sheriff's office.
I'm not breaking any laws. Who are you?
I am the officer working here.
You're going to tell me to put my hands
Put
up
your hands
against the wall? I am not breaking any laws. You have no authority to detain me. Are you even a deputy sheriff?
So watch, Commander.
Are you a...
More manpower out to where the cars are coming. Right now.
More manpower? For what?
You can't be here filming.
Sir, you seem tired after what you just did, but
Turn your camera
I'm
off.
not a threat, no.
You're not allowed to be here. I'm telling you now, you're going to be arrested. Go up, put your hands on the wall.
I'm telling you I'm not going to put my hands against the wall because I haven't committed a crime.
You can't be here. Being here is a crime.
No, it's
You see
not.
the sign on the way in?
There is no sign.
There's signs saying this is the Law Enforcement Center.
That doesn't matter. Look at these guys running here. This is not...
I'm telling you.
Watch these cops running like someone shouted free donuts. You'll be shocked to see how these entitled officers tried to gang up on Sean in a blatant show of intimidation.
Hands up against the wall.
Look at these guys. All running in.
Hands up
I'm not
against the
breaking
wall.
any laws. I'm not...
Cannot
Don't
be
do
here.
it. Don't violate my rights.
You
There's
cannot
no
be here.
signage here. There's no signage. There is no signage. You guys need to calm down. There is no signage. Look when I walked in right here. Look where I walked in with the stairs. Don't touch me.
Signage by the stairs.
No, there is not. No, there is not. There is no signage.
There is signage.
I'm going to prove to you that there's no signage.
And check the signage.
You guys got nothing better to do. Look at you guys. What is wrong with you? There is no sign.
How about if you don't vacate the premises, the patrol division will come over and they'll address the issue at hand.
You have no authority to arrest anyone. You guys are correctional
Just listen
officers.
to what I said.
You're in a...
He told me to put my hands on the wall. Like you have law enforcement capabilities.
Peace officers.
Doesn't matter. I don't care who you are. You're not allowed to violate the Constitution.
You can't trespass.
You're trespassing.
Where's the sign? Where's the sign? Look, I came from these stairs right here. Look at this. See these stairs? Where's the sign?
Over a dozen officers come rushing out for an unarmed guy with a camera. Wonder how much these desperate cops are scared of accountability.
Okay, this way, buddy.
Where's the sign? I need to speak to a supervisor. Do not touch me. I need to speak to a supervisor. What authority do you have to tell me to put... Shh, I'm talking to the supervisor. Okay? Excuse me?
Oh, there you go.
Excuse me?
Say, shut up. Be quiet.
You don't tell me what to do. None of you tell me what to do. What is wrong with you?
Because you are trespassing.
Are you a law enforcement officer, sir? Okay, I came from this stairway here. Publicly accessible area. There's a public charging station right over there that the public, there's a sign that says it's public. Learn how to read. Let's go look at it. There's a public charging station right here. And this Officer Blum told me, put your hands against the wall. Turn off your recording. I have a right to record in law enforcement and correctional officers.
This was surely one of the most intimidating and terrifying encounters that Sean has had with the police. Finally, an Ulster County deputy arrived on the scene and tried to de-escalate the situation.
How's your day other than this?
I mean, until 20 correctional officers ran outside to tell me to put my hands against the wall, it was going all right. It's a beautiful day here today. Checking out the cars.
Do you understand their concerns, though?
But they could have asked, okay, deputy, whatever concerns they might have, they could ask about their concerns. They don't have to say, turn off your camera, put your hands against the wall right now. They're correctional officers. I'm not an inmate. So this is a public area. There's no signage, as you saw, that this is a restricted area. It doesn't say restricted area, do not enter, nothing like that.
You're right. It does say for public use.
Right, so if the public can be here, it means it's obviously not restricted. But sir, I also have a right to record correctional officers, law enforcement officers. It's called the New York State Right to Monitor Act. There is a law in New York State that gives me the right to record on public property, law enforcement and correctional officers, peace officers. So that's all I'm doing. I'm checking on the cars. I thought it was interesting that they have electric vehicles as cars. And again, he just ran up to me and said, put your hands up against the wall. Instead of asking me, hey, what are you doing? You know, can I help you with anything? Just put your hands against the wall. It's ridiculous. Do you mind if I get your badge number?
Yeah, actually, it's 7-5.
Okay.
I'll give you what's called a right to know card. I'll have my name on it.
All right, thanks. And your name and badge number, sir?
Deputy Benziger, badge number.
Thank you, deputy. I appreciate it.
Are you from the area, boss?
No, I'm not from the area. No, I'm just an independent journalist. My first name is Sean, and
You Long Island Auditor?
Possibly.
At last, Sean could have a breather and relax with the deputy who recognized him. Unlike the others, the deputies were well informed about the law and handled the situation professionally and patiently.
Now, I'm not blaming you for that, deputy. I'm just saying that there's a way to handle things instead of telling me to shut the fuck up, put your hands up against the wall. I'm not an inmate here. I'm a free man. I haven't lost my constitutional rights. I deserve to be treated with respect by public servants. I treat public servants. If you've seen my videos, I don't go out of my way to disrespect anyone. I call people by their rank. I don't disrespect anybody. I'm not saying that everybody could be concerned. It's subjective, right? Anybody could be concerned about whatever. I was just explaining to the other deputy here that if they were concerned about people getting reconnaissance, you can get that from Google Earth, right? You can get that from Google Street View. You can get a whole layout of this facility. It's actually 3D printed. I was looking at it before. You know, it doesn't seem rational to me. If this is a restricted area, which I don't know if it is, just they have signs, I see the signs, but I also saw that this is a public charging station and it looks like a civilian vehicle's there charging. I don't know, it's not a county vehicle. Nothing that indicates this would be a restricted area, just stairs going down, right? I mean,
I do not disagree.
Am I wrong? Like,
that's something that needs,
if they don't,
signs were there at one point. I think they got lost in probably a snowstorm or something like that.
Do you understand where he's coming
No,
from?
I know who he is. It's Sean Paul Reyes. I know who he is.
and listen, man, I don't disrespect. If you know who I am, I don't disrespect people.
That's why I came out here. I just want to say, you know how it plays out.
I don't do that. But
listen, no, I learned from your stuff too. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I watched the videos.
oh man, you know, and no disrespect towards you guys. It's just that when I got somebody running at me, 20 people running at me, saying, "Put your hands against the wall," and I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute! I know I'm not in a restricted area, at least to my knowledge."
Well, this was quite a fan moment for Sean, as these officers really respected him for his work. He was shortly let go, but instead of calling it a day, he headed over to the law enforcement center to file a complaint against the correctional officers.
Yes, sir. I needed a complaint form. I wanted to see what the complaint process was here for correctional officers, not
For an employee, okay.
right. Yeah, no problem, sir. Hey, how are you, sir? Sean, nice to meet you.
So, my understanding, you want to file a complaint?
Yes, sir. I wanted to file a complaint.
All right. So, there's a couple ways we can do it. There's a physical form. We also have an app that if you scan the QR code on back here, it downloads the Sheriff's Office app, and you can complete that online and it's submitted.
All right.
I don't know how you prefer to do it.
I can do it online. It's not a problem. Okay. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but as far as filing it online.
So that's me, Sergeant McGuire. That's the case number that's assigned to them going out and talking to you.
Right. And this is, it wasn't, just to be clear, you're a sergeant for the
Road Patrol.
Road patrol, right. So the officers that I spoke to regarding the road patrol, the actual deputies, the law enforcement officers, I had no issues with them. My issues were with the correctional officers. So this would be the same...
It's the same process.
Same process?
You would just, and I wouldn't know specifically only because I've never filed a personnel complaint against anybody here.
Eventually, Sean agreed to file a complaint online, but surely posting the video got a lot of hate against those idiot correctional officers, and they would surely be feeling gassed after watching their faces all over the internet.
While these cops were humbled pretty quickly, here's another moment of brilliance by Sean.
Sean visited the Brookhaven Town Hall and met up with some downright scummy officers, but the way he deals with them is commendable.
We have our taxes for last year. That's a total of $22,000 approximately that I paid to the town of Brookhaven for them to retaliate against me and selectively enforce minor code violations to the sum of $75,000.
I'm gonna head in. All right. Oh yeah.
Sean went outside to collect some audio equipment from his car. This is when he came back to realize that some officers had stolen his signs.
Director of Canine Companions, and she would like to say a few words.
Great.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Do you know where the signs went?
Yeah,
Where are they at?
we got them downstairs at the front desk.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
No signs. So they stole the signs.
We didn't steal them.
Hold on. You didn't tell us you were taking them. Why did you steal the signs? I mean, literally, the signs are right here.
Nobody stole the signs.
If they're not here, someone stole them. Why would you do that?
We didn't steal them. We removed them because
Are they
there's
yours?
no
You
signs.
didn't have possession of them. They're not your signs.
You can have them back.
But you stole the signs. Why would you do
We
that?
didn't steal them. You can have them back.
This is so Stasis.
Yeah.
STASYS. He stole
You
this
cut me
gentleman's
short earlier. Who's to say that a terrorist wouldn't be bringing in the Constitution and telling them?
But it's part of our First Amendment right to bring in signs.
This is
I know.
We're at a
just a
public place.
that. A terrorist wouldn't bring
I'd
the
like the
Constitution.
signs
We gotta
back.
show them the Constitution.
You'll get them back.
All right, can I have them?
Are you leaving?
So
We'll
I
give
have.
them to you when you leave.
No, we want
So
them back.
only when I leave.
Yes. You're here for the meeting.
I don't think so.
Right?
No, that's not acceptable. You don't own those signs. You stole those signs.
We didn't steal them.
So we may do
Do you have a
we may do
supervisor?
a police complaint against
Is there a
you.
supervisor? Is there a supervisor around? Can you call a supervisor?
Sure.
I'm requesting one, yeah.
This is classic.
This is insane. They just took the fucking signs.
He stole the signs. So we may have to do a criminal complaint with the police. Him and whoever else took those signs down. They're pretty heavy signs too.
Very convenient that they waited for Sean to leave. Are you the public safety supervisor?
Yeah.
They took our signs.
Yeah, oh yeah, look, it says right here, no signs, so we secured them at the front.
And no cameras, but you're not going to enforce that.
I don't think that's enforceable.
But you can't.
And the signs aren't enforceable either.
Say again?
He has a right to have a sign here.
We don't believe he does. So
Of course he does.
It's part of the First
What
Amendment.
right do you have
the
to
signs
take
are
the sign
secured.
away?
The signs are secured downstairs. It's not interrupted.
So can we get the signs?
Sure, they're downstairs.
All right,
They're not going to come back up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
We're gonna get them out.
Yeah, they are.
They're secured, sir.
They're secured, so they're stolen.
When you leave the building, you can have them back.
Why did you literally stole our colleague's signs?
But on the
Literally
same,
stole the signs.
the guidelines for the speakers, it says no cameras, right? No cameras, no signs, right? Right?
Yep.
So why am I allowed in there with a camera?
I didn't know who you were, because media is allowed to have cameras.
Right.
You're media, I thought.
Signs too.
It's part of my First Amendment to have a sign or a camera.
We can't interrupt the board. My understanding is that you're media, and the media can have cameras.
The media can also have a sign.
No, you can't.
Why can't I have a sign?
I don't make the rules, buddy. If you have a
It's
problem,
called freedom of expression.
okay.
And that's my First Amendment right.
As far as freedom of speech goes and free things,
Right.
there's rules of decorum in an open auditorium where we don't allow signs.
They don't allow signs and cameras, yet the media and everyone there came in with their phones and were recording. Also, why is the town hall of all places, imposing a ban on freedom of speech. Sean came in to confront the tyrant security head.
They have no authority to move and to take your signs. They said, we didn't steal them, we secured them. So I said, so when the bank robbers robbed the money out of the bank, they didn't steal the money, they secured the money.
Right.
And so now
Where's my signs?
I'm waiting for the police.
For the police? Did you call him?
How soon? How are you? Good to see you.
Listen, you guys should give Dave a chance, though, to work this out.
Listen, my chance is this. I went to the law department to see if I did the right thing. They said yes. I said he wants the sign back. I said, okay, but when I give him the sign back, he's going to go upstairs. That's what he said. And they said, well, call the police. So that's what I did. If the police say give you your signs back, I'm more than happy to turn them over. I follow the advice I was given from my counsel. That's all.
They'll give you your signs back. They just don't.
That's not the point.
They just don't want you to put the signs up there.
Sir, I'd like my signs back, please. I would like my property to be returned to me immediately, please. Can you do that? Can you return the property that you stole from me?
Not on the threat that you made.
What threat?
Well, he made the threat. Your colleague made the threat.
What's the threat?
And I don't know whose signs they are.
They're my signs. I'm telling you
I
that.
don't know
They're
that.
my signs.
How do I know that?
I'm telling you. That's how
Okay,
I'm...
well, if you told me this was your wallet, I wouldn't give it to you.
Right. Well, I'm telling you they're my signs.
Okay. Well, when the police come, we can sort it out.
So I would like... I don't care what threat was made to you. I didn't make any threats against you. I would like my property back that you stole from me.
Okay.
You have no right. You're not law enforcement. You're a public safety commissioner. You have no right to take anyone's property. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You seized my property without a warrant, without any legal authority to do so. So can you please give me back my property? I'm not being hostile towards you. I haven't taken your property. I haven't done anything to you. I'm asking for my property back that is rightfully mine. I purchased it.
You have a receipt?
I don't need a receipt. This is not a Walmart, sir. This is my building. This is town hall.
They were left in the back of the room.
They were not left in the back of the room.
Were you standing next to those signs?
It doesn't.
Nobody was. They were left in the back of the room, so
I was sitting next to them.
He made a threat with the
I
signs.
was sitting
what he
next
was
to
going to
them.
do with the signs when I gave them back to him because he said they were his. So at the end of the day, the police will sort it out. That's all. They'll be here in a minute.
I'm telling you, they're my signs. You have a bunch of cameras in here. Why don't you check the cameras and see that I brought the signs inside? And then that way you can return them to me. I know you're not law enforcement, but you have access to the security cameras, right? You could do some investigative work, see me bringing in the signs, and then give me back the signs.
The security head was a thief. The police should come and arrest him for his crimes. Let's see what the cops do when they arrive.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, how you doing? If get your names and badge numbers.
Yeah, RAF, RAFF, and then 7530.
Okay, and yours, I can't. It's too shiny.
Berkowitz 7752.
Okay, thank you.
So what's going on?
I was in the public meeting. I was going to speak during public comment. I had two signs with me. Somebody stole my signs. I didn't see who it was. I wasn't looking at it, and somebody took them. And then when I asked the public safety commissioner there if I could have my signs back, he told me no. He says, "Do you have a receipt for the signs?" Et cetera, et cetera. So I called you guys because I was like, I want my property back. It's my property. This is my property.
We talked with them. They're willing to give the signs back. It's just they have the posted notification saying no signs.
Right.
So,
but it also says no recording. That doesn't mean that it's like a law. How you doing? Anthony, nice to meet you. Those are my signs, yeah. Thanks.
These are fairly large signs, and we're out in the auditorium, is putting this in a means of egress and obstructing access, right?
Right.
I'm not obstructing your right to protest, but you can't put these in an aisle, you can't put these by the egress where...
They were in the back, where nobody walks. They were just in the back. I didn't put them in the front. They were in the back of the building. They were in the back of the room. Where I'm not trying to block anybody's way.
He's giving your signs back, correct, Commissioner?
Did the police tell me I have to give the signs back?
Okay. We just cannot obstruct egress.
I won't. Thank you.
Commissioner?
I won't.
I mean, let's see where he puts them.
This was a slap on the face of the security head. Sean went back and placed the signs. Later on, it was his turn to speak at the town hall, and he sure had some kind words for the administration.
Out of the way.
We're going to start off with our first four speakers, which will be Sean Paul Reyes, Leroy True, Vinny from South Jersey News.
My name is Sean Paul Reyes, born and raised in the town of Brookhaven. Excuse me, most of you know it as Crookhaven. I'm an independent journalist and constitutional activist, and my company, Long Island Audit Inc., is dedicated to exposing government corruption. I've received countless reports from residents about selective enforcement and retaliation, and during my investigation, I became a target myself. The town charged me with 20 retaliatory violations totaling $75,000. 7 of them, worth $36,000, are for a property I do not even own. Yes, you heard that right. I don't even own it. But that doesn't matter to the town of Brookhaven. They'll weaponize whatever they can. Between my 2 properties, one being my childhood home, I pay over $20,000 a year in property taxes. And what do I get for that money? A corrupt government, a police department that ignores the law, and a town supervisor, Dan Panico, along with a town attorney, John Rouse, who abused their power to intimidate and silence journalists. And it's good being able to speak to you in person, Town Supervisor Daniel Panico. As your constituent, I'm very concerned that you would have your town attorney try to use my letter, which I wrote to you, against me in court, which, by the way, Supervisor Panico, is a First Amendment protected activity, petitioning your grievances to your government for redress. You swore an oath to uphold my rights, yet you and your administration are violating them. Residents know that this is a pay-to-play system, and it's who you know when it comes to housing permits. The average resident doesn't fight back because they have jobs, families, they just want the nightmare to end, so they submit. But fighting tyranny is my job, and I will fight this retaliatory and malicious prosecution all the way. When I stood before the judge, it was clear as day that the court was rigged against me. John Rouse, a former judge, was unprofessional, biased, and vindictive, refused to speak to me off the record. The town is now subpoenaing my personal and business tax returns, which they have not provided any reason for. This isn't the law, this is lawfare. This is tyranny. We the people will not stand by any longer. We pay outrageous taxes for pothole-ridden roads, for corrupt officials who think they rule us instead of serving us. You are our public servants, and it's about damn time we remind you of that. Let me be crystal clear. I won't do that to the residents of Brookhaven when I take your job, Supervisor Panico. I will protect the rights of the people. I will put an end to this corruption, and I will end the pay-to-play once and for all. I'm glad you think that's funny, Councilman. Okay, that's great. Do you have any other stand-up comedy for us? What? Do you have anything else to say besides just laugh? Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, don't say it under your breath. Say it out loud. Okay. No, I got 13 seconds. We're not done. If you have something to say, you can say it out loud. Now I'm done.
When Sean talked about his grievances, Councilman Michael LaGuercio laughed at him. I guess suing someone with his own tax money and having the court rigged against him is just absurd from our officials. Sean's friend Leroy also had some harsh words for the councilman.
Disrespectful prick.
Hello, servants of the town of Brookhaven, because that's who you are. Servants, including the clown there, Michael LaGuercio. You're not rulers, you're not dictators, you're not tyrants, though in reality, that's all I've experienced today is tyranny. You're servants of we the people. My name is Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations. I urge you all to subscribe to my YouTube and my Facebook channel to learn the truth, not just about other corrupt politicians, but yourselves as well. I am here today in absolute unwavering support of my friend and fellow investigative journalist, Sean Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit, a man of the highest integrity who had the courage to expose your corruption and was met with one of the most blatantly illegal acts of government retaliation I have ever seen. $75,000 in outrageous retaliatory fines towards this man, all because he investigated you. And that's why I'm here. That's what led me to Brookhaven. Now I am investigating you. And just a little bit ago, my friend Sean here, he had 2 signs which are still in the back. They were stolen from him. His personal property was stolen by your so-called public safety officers. And then, after they said, well, we didn't steal them, we secured them. So the next time someone robs one of your banks and you catch the bank robber, I hope the bank robber says, oh, I didn't steal $1 million from your bank, I just secured the money. Because that's exactly what the public safety officers did here to my friend Sean. And the public safety officers didn't even have the sense that they knew stealing was wrong, and they contacted your law department. And what did the law department say? Oh, call the police. You got to keep those signs. All of us learned, including you, Daniel, from our mothers. Don't steal property that is not yours. It's not enough that you are trying to steal $75,000 from Sean because of retaliatory violation, erroneous fines. You wanted $75,000 plus another $775, which is what those two signs are worth. And when your public safety officer said, you know, they're downstairs, they're not coming back up, I said, yes, they are. This is property, not theirs. Those signs are right there. Because that was the right thing to do. And your police officers were very professional. They did the right thing. Your fire marshals were very professional. They didn't do the right thing. You need to do the right thing and get rid of those fines and stop retaliating against my friend Sean.
The guy that took the signs needs to be arrested for theft. The disrespect by city employees is very inappropriate and they need to be fired. It is unconscionable that public servants are allowed to abuse their power so badly and so often. I hope Sean can win this case and show these dictators that the people of Brookhaven are united against tyranny.
Well, this was shocking. Watch how this informed auditor completely owned this bunch of tyrants.
That's fine, but you're still going to have to provide your documentation because you're going to be arrested for it.
On November 21st, 2023, Michelle Ellen Gregory attended a New Haven board meeting in Oswego, New York. She made a simple inquiry, but the response she received from Town Supervisor Dan Barney will leave you stunned.
What was the first?
$6,396 is what we budgeted. We're going
96?
Yep, $6,396. And we're going to increase it to $8,396.
And since decisions were made during the public hearing, there will be.
Excuse me.
I will
second
that,
Mary. Excuse me. She's out. She's gone. That's the second time. She's out. Take her out
I
right
get
now.
3 warnings. I get a second warning.
No, you don't get. Out. Go.
I'm not leaving.
You gotta go.
What's the point of a meeting if you can't ask questions and discuss? It's a public conference, not a dictatorship.
I understand what you're saying, sir. I will need to be physically removed. And I understand what you're saying.
No, you have to go. I don't want to physically remove you. You have to go.
I will leave as
The
soon as the meeting's
supervisor
over.
asked you to leave. You have to leave.
Hello.
Supervisor Barney. There you go, sir.
Hi, good, how are you?
We had a situation where we had a person disrupted our meeting. I issued a warning. Okay. And upon the second incident, asked her to leave. She refused to leave. No physical altercation or anything like that occurred. Our security officer here walked over and asked her to please leave. She refused several times. So we want her out. Now, she's got some friends here that are refusing to leave too. Okay. We're done with our meeting.
The town supervisor thinks he can exercise authority wherever he wants, but he's about to be put back in his place.
You leaving, ma'am?
Yeah, I was told I had to wait because the police were being called on me.
Okay, cool. All right, so you have friends with you too? Who's your friends, you guys? Okay, all right, well, let's just have you guys
He
exit.
told me I had to leave a public meeting, and then he said he called the cops, so I was waiting for the police to come so I would not be physically removed.
Gotcha. I got you. So,
because I'm allowed to speak at a public meeting.
Okay.
The woman was confident in what she knew, and she wasn't just going to stand there and be run over.
do you have your ID on you?
I do, and I don't have to provide it. It's a Fourth Amendment right.
No, you are being investigated, so yes, you do have to identify yourself.
How can you enforce the law if you don't even know it in the first place? These officers get increasingly insufferable with each move they make.
I know my rights.
Hold on one second. You obviously don't.
Gregory would like to speak to you.
Okay. No, she wants a supervisor, so.
Actually, we have a lady here that would love to speak to you. Hold on one second.
No, I'm requesting a supervisor be present.
The cops did not answer the most basic questions, which just goes to show how oblivious and dishonest they are.
For what am I being investigated?
I'm sorry, did you not just say?
Can I see what he's trying to charge me for?
So what's going on is a long, drawn-out interruption that's gone on over about 2.5 years, okay?
For requesting public documents, which is for an open meeting law.
Every meeting, but if you speak out during a public meeting, you get a warning. And if you speak out again, we can ask you to remove yourself. And that's what we did tonight. We're very polite. There's no physical, nothing. She, Herb didn't grab onto her, nothing like that.
I am a member of the press.
So, at any rate,
It's not irrelevant. That's
Not to
open
me.
government and freedom of
It's not to me,
information
because
law.
right now you're committing a violation with me.
Can I see what he's trying to
No,
charge
I'm asking
me?
you for your identification.
I don't have to provide it unless I'm being
investigated.
reasonably.
Say it with.
The cops ran out of luck that day because Miss Allen knew every right she had. She wasn't going to let herself be disrespected by these stupid and illiterate officials.
Investigate.
No, it's not just investigation.
Yes, it is. It's
No, ma'am, it's
investigation.
not.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
100% it
We'll
is.
debate that in court then.
That's fine, but you're still going to have to provide your documentation because you're going to be arrested for it.
Okay.
So that's.
For what am I being?
I'm not going to keep saying the same
Can
thing
I
over and over
please
again.
see the statute that he's trying to quote to me? The document that he's handing me,
I don't
that
even
he's
know what
quoting
it
to me, can I please see that?
That's going to be separate from what I'm charging
Can
you with.
I please see what he is?
Do you see him going in there trying to get it? But I'm telling you, now you're going to have 2 different charges for it.
You can charge me with whatever you think you should.
Okay?
Okay.
All set.
So these are local policies. These are local rules of decorum, which are not a statute. These are not a legal statute.
I don't think he said that this was a statute. These are just other documents he had in his hand that he's explaining.
What is the legal statute for this? This is a local policy.
You're looking for the statute of obstructing governmental administration.
Whatever he's accusing me of, I would like to see that statute.
The authority falls within the town board. We have the authority to make local laws.
I'm not.
We made one earlier this year. Local law.
This is, I'm not questioning that.
We're asking you to do it.
I'm not questioning it. To be honest with you.
This is a policy.
So,
Mr. Barney and the officer deluded themselves into thinking they were in the right here, but they didn't know what was coming for them.
Asking for the statute of what you're saying it's obstruction of justice, correct?
You know what? You got your phone?
Can I ask? Can you?
I'm going to have you look it up because I don't have it on me.
What statute am I being arrested
Obstructing
for? Obstructed
governmental administration.
Can I see that statute?
Yes. Do you want to pull up your phone?
I would rather not. I think that you're supposed to provide that.
No.
Do you have a phone?
I do, but I don't use it for work use. Okay? Because then it gets subpoenaed, and I don't want that.
Okay.
But it's free information that everyone has on the internet.
Okay.
Okay? Otherwise, you'll have to wait until we process the arrest.
Okay. Such a waste of money.
It's kind of a waste of time. All you have to do is
It is.
give us your ID.
I don't have to give you that because I have not reasonably committed a crime. There is no reasonable suspicion that I have committed a crime.
We ask for people's identification just simply if they need to be checked on, simply if we are just encountering them.
I don't wish to waive my Fourth Amendment right for that.
Okay.
Witnessing these cops having difficulty crafting their lies and slipping up repeatedly is extremely amusing.
Yes,
If these 2 don't leave, it will be trespassing.
our meeting's over. It was over at 7:20.
And I'm being detained for what? And you're expecting them to leave me? No, it's not going to happen. And you're going to arrest them both for trespassing
Yeah, they'll
for
have
staying here
trespass
with
as
me?
well. Yeah, they will.
Okay, well, you can write me a citation, and then I'll show up wherever I need to show up.
Okay, we will.
But we'll step outside, and we're all leaving together.
You're going to be coming back with us.
No, I'm not.
How do you figure? So you have identification then? I do. Okay, can we have that, please?
Nope.
Everyone's going to do the same thing then.
I'm not going to be investigated. What am I being investigated
Trespassing.
for? This is a public building.
Doesn't matter. He
We're
has the
closed.
authority to leave.
Well, we're
ask
going
for
to
leave.
threatening to arrest the 3 of us now, so you need to call some other attorneys. This is